South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg has been blazing the campaign trail as he seeks re-election in Indiana's fourth largest city. He's drawn much acclaim in his first term. In 2013, Civic technology website govfresh.com named him Mayor of the Year, tying him with former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. And last year, the Washington Post called him the most interesting mayor you've never heard of. As Alexander McCall reports, the rising star's largest contribution to Indiana politics could come from his personal life.
When South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg speaks to crowds, he speaks with passion for the city he leads.
I got the best job in the world as the mayor of my hometown.
The 33-year-old Democrat seems unafraid of getting political and blaming his conservative counterparts for believing things he says just don't make sense.
They believe that people get up in the morning and sort of decide who they're going to fall in love with.
Buttigieg was elected at age 29, making him the youngest mayor of a U.S. city with more than 100,000 residents. He's also the first openly LGBT executive official in the Hoosier state and the highest-ranking elected official in the state to come out. In an essay published in June, he said he thought the decision to come out as gay could do some good.
Look, Indiana is a state that is welcoming to all. It's just that our politics hasn't reflected that.
At the time, Indiana was still reeling from a national controversy surrounding the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, a moment that sent state officials into panic, going so far as to hire a public relations firm to repair Indiana's image. Buttigieg characterizes his coming out simply, saying it was just something he had to do.
You know, I want to be evaluated based on the kind of job that I'm doing. Are the potholes getting filled in? Is the trash getting picked up? Is the snow getting plowed? Are our neighborhoods getting better? Is our downtown stronger?
But as advocacy groups like Freedom Indiana gear up for a battle in the State House next year over civil protections for LGBT Hoosiers, they say Buttigieg's decision to live openly is significant. Freedom Indiana campaign manager Chris Paulsen.
And I think him doing that will give people someone to look at that they know that is gay, and he does a great job in South Bend leading their town. And I think that brings Hoosiers over to see that just because he's gay doesn't mean he can't do his job or he should be denied housing or service.
Paulsen says Buttigieg's coming out creates a personal connection in the fight for civil equality, a sentiment Indiana Democratic Party Chair John Zodi echoes.
And for an elected official to do it, I think helps even more. It sets an example, and I think people look to their elected officials for leadership and measure of security.
But it's Buttigieg's leadership that landed him on the radar of the state Democratic Party. Zodi commends the mayor's accomplishments, saying he's worked smart in a time where local governments are facing budget strains.
The riverfront has undergone some changes. Downtown has undergone some changes, and so when you see those things that a young leader like Mayor Buttigieg is undertaking, all under the constraints of doing more with less, I think we're seeing him as a person who certainly stands out as someone who's solving the problems.
For now, Buttigieg is setting his political sights on winning re-election in South Bend. He's up against Republican candidate Kelly Jones, but he says he's backing Democratic candidates stepping up across the state and country.
What I will say is that we need good candidates stepping forward at every level, from the most obscure, poorly compensated local office there is in the smallest town, all the way up to the White House.
And Zodi says Buttigieg's political career is far from over.
His future, I'm sure he'll tell you, will take care of itself, but he's on his way up.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Alexander McCall.